In the heart of an ancient, forgotten city, a whisper echoes through the crumbling walls and desolate streets. It speaks of a relic long hidden, a chalice stained with the blood of angels and the tears of the damned. For centuries, the Chalice of Shadows has remained hidden, guarded by a silent order of Seraphim, whose wings weep crimson tears. Silas Grimm, a haunted adventurer seeking to unravel the mysteries of the otherworldly, finds himself drawn to this forsaken place. The whispers have led him here, promising visions of terror and revelation. As he navigates the twisted labyrinth of the city's ruins, Silas feels the weight of unseen eyes upon him, watching from the shadows. The air grows thick with an otherworldly chill as Silas approaches the heart of the city. There, in a chamber of obsidian and bone, he finds the silent order of Seraphim. Their alabaster skin is marred by the scars of countless battles, and their eyes hold a profound sorrow that pierces the soul. Among the Seraphim stands a figure cloaked in darkness, their form shifting and writhing like smoke. They beckon Silas forward, their voice a chorus of whispers. "Behold, mortal, the Chalice of Shadows. Drink deep of its sanguine elixir, and let the visions consume you." Silas hesitates, his mind reeling with the implications of the choice before him. To drink from the chalice is to invite madness, to glimpse the horrors that lurk beyond the veil of reality. Yet the temptation is too great to resist. With trembling hands, he reaches for the chalice, the crimson liquid within shimmering like the blood of the damned. As the crimson elixir touches Silas's lips, a searing pain engulfs his body. His veins burn with the fire of 1,000 suns, and his mind is assaulted by a maelstrom of visions. He sees worlds beyond the veil, realms of madness and despair where nightmare creatures roam free. Silas's consciousness is ripped from his body, hurtling through the void between worlds. He finds himself standing on a plane of endless darkness, a realm where the laws of reality hold no sway. Before him, a towering figure emerges from the shadows, its form a twisted amalgamation of flesh and shadow. The creature speaks, its voice a cacophony of tormented souls. "You have been chosen, mortal, to bear witness to the truth of the universe. The Chalice of Shadows has granted you a glimpse of the horrors that lie beyond, the nightmares that hunger for the souls of the living." Silas's mind reels with the weight of the revelation, his sanity teetering on the brink of oblivion. He sees visions of cities consumed by darkness, of humanity enslaved by the otherworldly horrors that lurk in the shadows. The creature's laughter echoes through the void, a mocking reminder of the futility of resistance. With a sudden wrenching sensation, Silas is pulled back into his body. He finds himself kneeling before the silent order of Seraphim, the Chalice of Shadows still clutched in his trembling hands. The Seraphim's eyes bore into his soul, their gaze a mixture of pity and understanding. They have seen the horrors that Silas has witnessed, and they know the burden he must now bear. Silas rises to his feet, his body trembling with the aftermath of the visions. He knows that he cannot unsee the horrors that have been revealed to him, cannot forget the nightmares that lurk beyond the veil. The silent order of Seraphim watch him, their expressions unreadable. The figure cloaked in darkness steps forward, its form shifting and writhing like smoke. "You have been chosen, Silas Grimm, to bear the burden of knowledge. The Chalice of Shadows has marked you, and now you must carry its curse until your dying breath." Silas's mind races with the implications of the figure's words. He knows that the visions will haunt him, that the nightmares will plague his every waking moment. But he also knows that he cannot turn back, cannot forget the truth that has been revealed to him. With a heavy heart, Silas leaves the chamber of obsidian and bone, the Chalice of Shadows hidden beneath his cloak. He knows that he must find a way to break the curse, to free himself from the burden of knowledge, but he also knows that the road ahead will be fraught with danger and despair. As he emerges from the ruins of the ancient city, Silas looks up at the blood-red sky, the color a reminder of the Seraphim's tears, and the crimson elixir that now flows through his veins. He takes a deep breath, steeling himself for the journey ahead. The Chalice of Shadows has chosen him, and now he must follow its path no matter where it may lead. Days turn into weeks as Silas wanders the desolate landscape, his mind haunted by the visions of the chalice. He sees the world through a veil of madness, the boundaries between reality and nightmare blurring with each passing moment. The chalice whispers to him, its voice a constant companion in the darkness. One night, as Silas takes shelter in the ruins of an abandoned temple, he is visited by a figure from his visions. Lenore Ashcroft, a fellow adventurer who had been lost to the void years before, appears before him. Her form is translucent, a ghostly apparition that flickers in the moonlight. Lenore speaks to Silas, her voice a distant echo. "The chalice has chosen you, Silas, just as it chose me. You must not let it consume you, must not let the visions drive you to madness. There is a way to break the curse, but it will require a sacrifice." Silas listens intently, his heart racing with the possibility of freedom. Lenore tells him of a ritual, a dark and dangerous rite that can sever the bond between the chalice and its bearer. But the price is high, and Silas knows that he may not survive the ordeal. With a heavy heart, Silas sets out to gather the necessary components for the ritual. He delves into ancient tombs and forgotten sanctuaries, battling the nightmare creatures that guard the relics he seeks. Each step brings him closer to his goal, but also takes him further into the depths of madness. With the components gathered and his resolve steeled, Silas returns to the ancient city where it all began. He enters the chamber of obsidian and bone, the silent order of Seraphim watching him with knowing eyes. The figure cloaked in darkness is waiting for him, its form shimmering with anticipation. Silas lays out the relics and begins the ritual, his voice echoing through the chamber as he chants the ancient words. The Chalice of Shadows pulses with an unholy light, its power growing with each passing second. Silas can feel the curse tightening its grip on his soul, threatening to drag him into the depths of madness. As the ritual reaches its climax, Silas feels a searing pain in his chest. He looks down to see a gaping wound, blood pouring from the open portal to his heart. The figure cloaked in darkness laughs, its voice a chorus of 1,000 nightmares. "Did you really think you could escape the chalice's curse, mortal? Your sacrifice is in vain." But Silas refuses to give in, refuses to let the darkness consume him. With a final, desperate cry, he plunges his hand into the wound, grasping the Chalice of Shadows and ripping it from his body. The chamber is filled with a blinding, searing light, and Silas feels the curse shatter, its hold on his soul broken at last. As the light fades, Silas finds himself alone in the chamber, the silent order of Seraphim, and the figure cloaked in darkness gone. The Chalice of Shadows lies shattered at his feet, its power broken forever. Silas staggers from the chamber, his body weak but his mind clear for the first time in months. He knows that he has been granted a second chance, a chance to live a life free from the curse of the chalice. And as he steps out into the blood-red dawn, he knows that he will never take that chance for granted again.